This lesson is all about the grammar that you will need for IELTS writing task 1. I'll be showing you some really useful sentence structures that you can practice with and use on the day of your test. I really suggest noting down a lot of the language and sentence types that I show you in this lesson and practice using them as much as you can. Now for a quick word on grammar. As we know from looking at the band descriptors, grammatical range and accuracy makes up 25% of your overall IELTS writing task 1 mark. However, grammar takes a long time to really improve accuracy and fluency. I can show you lots of tips during this video, but you're going to need to do a lot of other things to practice and improve your grammar. Here are 3 top tips that you can do alongside this course to help improve your overall grammar levels. But I will say again, it does take a really long time to build your accuracy and levels of fluency. So it's better to concentrate on things like structure and organisation for the IELTS writing test, because that's something that we can quickly understand and develop our abilities in. It's time that we moved on to our first set of sentence structures, and it's all about making comparisons. Here is a pie chart that I'll be using to describe and show you examples of the grammar that I would use to describe it. Here is sentence structure 1. Let's take a look at some examples. We can clearly see that taxis were more popular than walking by 6%. Riding the bus was less popular than driving a car, which was the highest voted mode of transport. Here is the second structure. More people preferred riding a bicycle than taking the bus. And here's example 2. We can see that less people enjoyed riding trains than driving cars. Here is a bar chart. I would like you to pause the video and, using the sentence structures I've shown you, try and create some sentences to report and make comparisons. Pause the video now and try your best. Okay, now you've tried that, here are my examples. So for number 1, I said, in both girls and boys, bike riding was more popular than skateboarding or rollerblading. And for the second sentence structure, more boys preferred playing computer games than girls of the same age. Now, there's lots of different information you could describe, so well done for trying that out. Now let's move on to our next section in this lesson. Apart from making comparisons, you will also need to describe trends, especially when it comes to charts and graphs. Here's a sentence structure that is super useful for you when describing trends. The structure here is there was plus an adjective and a noun, then in. Now, of course, for the adjective and noun, you can use a number of synonyms, but I'll show you a few examples now. From 2002 to 2004, there was a significant rise in enrolments to course B. Significant could be replaced with words such as steep or rapid, and rise could easily be replaced with the synonym increase. Let's see our second example for describing trends. Here I will use the same sentence structure to describe a decrease in the trend. There was a sharp drop in student numbers for course B between 2002 and 2003. Again, these are only two examples using this sentence structure of trends that are easily identifiable on the example bar chart. I definitely advise you to write down these sentence structures with a few examples of your own, as in the test they will be super useful. Let's move on to the next section. Now we'll take a look at describing increases and decreases, and this is something that you will almost definitely have to do when reporting on IELTS writing task 1. The structure I'm going to show you is very simple, and that is a noun phrase followed by a verb and then an adverb. If you're not sure what a noun phrase is, the easiest way to explain it is a few words put together to form a name. The example here, playing music. We aren't talking about doing this thing, we're naming it as an activity, which makes it into a noun phrase. Here's my example. From 2006 to 2010, playing music climbed steadily to 26% of owners using this feature. Of course, for the verb and adverb, there are many different synonyms that you could use, and you may remember some from our last lesson on vocabulary. Let's see another example with some different synonyms used. Playing games jumped sharply from 2006 to 2008. However, over the following 2 years, its overall use declined by 1%. This sentence structure of noun phrase, verb and adverb is really useful, and I'd like you to try and use it to describe this. There may not be one exact correct answer for this, as you could use a number of different noun phrases, verbs or adverbs. Try and describe it, and if you can, also say what dates it happened between. Pause the video now and write your example sentence. Okay, as I said, there is not one definitive answer for this, but I'm going to show you a few examples that I have made. Shopping online increased significantly between 2006 and 2016. Did you manage to write something similar to this? Here is my second example. Online shopping grew considerably over 10 years, from 2006 to 2016. There is a lot of lessons that we could do about grammar, and it could be in itself a huge course. But as I said, I wanted to give you ideas and sentence structures that you could use right away. Note them down and practice using them as much as you can, because I'm sure you'll be able to use them in the IELTS writing test. See you in the next lesson.